Hey, what's going on everyone? How are you guys doing today? It's Noah here, and welcome back to another Sneak 2 video. Today we're gonna be taking a look at another build, and this build today is gonna be for the Warlocks, for you beautiful magical people out there. The goal of this build is gonna be getting our abilities back faster, so nades, riff, melee, and then use those abilities to get a faster super. And it works really well. But regardless, let's actually get started with this, and let's go over the things that we're gonna need for this build. First of all, for the subclass, we're gonna be running top 3 Nova Bomb because of the Big Nova. The Big Nova does some really big damage. And then we also have some other good abilities, like being able to get some grenade energy every time we melee someone, and also being able to charge our grenades to make them more powerful. And since we're gonna be relying so much on nades, we definitely want something like this. We want our nades to be as good as possible, so top 3 is what we're gonna be running. For the nade, that's actually gonna be up to you. I pretty much tried it with all of them, and all of them kind of work pretty well. Scatter nade works, Axiom bolt works, Vortex works. They all work really well. But a lot of the time I actually found myself using the Axiom bolt because it's just pretty easy to hit something with it. You just kind of throw it in the general direction of the enemies, and it does all the work for you. You don't even have to really aim the grenade that much. So I was running Axiom bolt a lot of the time, but you can get away with using the other nades as well. Next up, this exotic armor piece is the heart of the build, what allows this build to actually work, and that is the Nesserx Sin. The exotic perk on this is Abyssal Extractors. And the way that this exotic perk works is that when you get some kills with void energy or void weapons, it's gonna give you the buff, and it's just gonna give you a timer next to it with a couple of seconds. The more kills you get with void weapons or void ability kills, the higher that timer gets, and it can go up to 20 seconds. And when you have that buff, just everything's regenerating faster. Your nade, your riff, your melee, and also your super. So we basically want to keep this buff up as much as we can, so we can always keep those fast recharge rates. Now next up, we're gonna need 2 weapons, or they can actually be combined into 1 weapon if you're lucky enough. We need a void weapon, and we're gonna need a weapon with demolitionist. The demolitionist weapon is just so we can get our grenades faster. The grenades are going to be a big part of this build, not only by increasing our timer and making sure that we always have the buff to get our abilities back faster, but also to make sure that we can get our super back faster so we can spam it a lot more. So that's why I say that if you want to make the most out of this build, you should try to get a weapon with demolitionist. There's a ton of weapons out there that can actually roll demolitionist, so check around your build, see if you have a weapon with demolitionist, and if you do, you're going to have a really good time with this. We also want a void weapon, just to make sure that the timer can stay up. And since I said void weapon, a lot of you guys just thought about Recluse. And yes, Recluse does work pretty well. And a weapon that I'm gonna recommend that really takes advantage of this build is gonna be the Venusaur. You guys probably haven't thought about this weapon in a long time, but it's for a good reason. It's not really super great, but it does have some pretty great things about it that work with this build. It is void, and it can also roll demolitionist. So you basically get to have both of the things that you're looking for. You get to extend your timer every time you kill something with the machine gun, and you also get to get some grenade energy back every time that you kill something. So this weapon just works amazing with this build. The only bad thing about this weapon is that it does come from a raid, so you will have to step into the raid to have a chance at getting this weapon. I know there's a couple of the weapons that are void also, and you could also get demolitionist. I think the Guardian of Salvation auto rifle can actually get demolitionist, which I actually think might be even better because it uses primary ammo instead of heavy. But as long as you have some ammo finders and a scavenger, you should be pretty fine with this machine gun. It usually takes like 1 or 2 shots to kill ads, so it's not something that wastes a lot of ammo. But even if you can't get a void weapon with demolitionist, you should still try to get just a normal weapon with demolitionist, because it will still make a difference. Okay, so now that we have faster cooldowns on everything, especially our grenade, we're gonna turn that grenade energy into some super energy so we can start spamming those Nova bombs. And the mod that we're gonna need for this is gonna be Ashes to Acids. Enhanced Ashes to Acids if you actually have it. You definitely want to go for the enhanced version, but it will work with the normal version as well. It just won't work, you know, as great as it does with the enhanced version. So this lets us get some more super energy from getting some grenade kills, and you definitely see the difference. You get a big chunk of just super energy when you get some grenade kills. So this is what's going to be helping us get the super even faster. So as long as we get a grenade, you want to just throw it out there and kill some enemies with it. Not only to increase your timer, but also to get those big chunks of super. And if you actually did masterwork your class item all the way to 10, then you can actually run enhanced sachets to assets and oppressive darkness. So you can actually have both of them. You can use your grenade to get super energy and also use it as a debuff. It is amazing what you can actually do when you have both of these together. But that's it. That's the build to get all your abilities faster and eventually get your Nova Bones faster. They might not be as fast as, you know, spinny hunters with their blade rages or some of the sentinels, but it's still pretty fast. It's still pretty nice, and having nades every couple of seconds is really good. Now here's a quick overview. In the background, I'm just gonna be going over everything that I talked about in this video, and maybe even some things that I didn't really talk about. Some of the minor things, like some of the ordnance mods or discipline mods. Now that they're called, I still call them ordnance, but yeah, discipline mods. I had a couple of those, and yeah, that's pretty much the build. It's a pretty easy build to pull off. All you gotta do is just shoot something with your bolt weapon, spam your grenades as much as you can, and once you get your super, also spam that, cause you know you get the super back pretty quickly. So you use it against any tough enemy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The regen speed on your grenade, on all your abilities really, is just really fast, where you don't really have to hold on to them at all. You can use spam your abilities as much as you want without really having to worry about anything. I definitely do recommend that you try to get the machine gun with Demolitionist, because it makes the build just so much better. Sure, it works amazing without it, but it takes it to a whole new level once you got Demolitionist on the Void machine gun. But anyways guys, with that we're gonna end today's video. I think I'm gonna leave, you know, some gameplay in the background running for a bit, because YouTube does not, I'm telling you, it does not like videos that are short. If they're not under 10 minutes, might as well not even post the video. At least that's what YouTube says. So this is the end of the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to watch a bit more gameplay, then there's gonna be a bit more gameplay to keep YouTube happy. Anyways, thank you for watching today guys, and see you guys next time.
This is not the only Pyramidion. I do wonder if each one is an individual manifestation, linked to a common interior space, just as the Vex are linked to a common mind. Asher can't figure out where you are. If he drops out, it's because he's thrown a tantrum and broken his microphone.
I heard that, you wretch!
He feels safe saying such things because he is on IO and I am not.
Taken interference notwithstanding, you should now face an amygdalin causeway. Proceed. Avoid the density matrix.
You are certain that you know where they are?
Nothing is certain in the Pyramidion. My hypotheses are mere approximation.